What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing another tier list. It's going to be another boss tier list on a game I just completed. The game that I'm referring to is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I just recently played through a whole series on it. It was a pretty good game, had some decent fights, but we're going to go over every enemy in the game and rank it based on difficulty, because I usually do it based on like how much I enjoyed it or the overall enjoyment of like the fight or what I thought about it. But since we're doing every enemy type in the game, we're just going to be doing, because there ain't a whole lot of boss fights, but we're just going to be doing it based off difficulty. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I have the tier list pulled up right here. This is going to be every character and also Jedi Survivor. So we're only going to be doing enemies that we can fight in the game, not necessarily like all the characters and shit. We're just based on fights. Here's my criteria. I got a top, hard as fuck, difficult, mid, easy, too easy. So going down the list, we could do clone troopers since they technically were an enemy that you could fight in the game. But you never really like cut them down or anything. You just deflect blaster bolts back at them. So it's just basically like deflecting bolts of blaster fire. So if I were to rate the clone troopers, I'd put them in easy. They're just stormtroopers. Then we got actually a tough one. We got the Dathomiri or Knight Brothers archers, which were super annoying. They had a charged bolt that was unblockable and sometimes went through fucking walls, which was crazy. You get a bunch of these guys shooting at you once, and you get like one of them with the charged bolt and the other one shooting normal one, dude. That shit got me so often. And they can shoot pretty freaking fast as well. And they have like, well, I think it takes two. It takes two, I think, to kill them. They're honestly probably one of the harder, like more difficult ranged units in the game. Put that in difficult tier. Now we got the Knight Brother Warriors, which for some reason Dathomir is like one of the hardest planets, even though you can access it right after the first planet, right after Bogano, which is crazy, even though you don't have to. There's like no point in going to Dathomir immediately after Bogano. So I don't even know why you get that option. Since it literally you can't progress until after like Kashyyyk, or even like no, it's like further than that until you can go to Dathomir. But we got the Knight Brother Warriors, which can be difficult in numbers, and they're definitely one of the harder like melee enemies in the game because they have quite a bit of like stance health. They have a AoE that I always got hit by for some reason. It's like a charged attack that is unblockable. That was like an AoE that I always got hit by. They had, I think, quite a bit of health. I think it took 4 hits without the lightsaber upgrade to kill them. So you take that into account, like as well as the kind of like large amount of stance damage they had, the health they had. They're up there, man. I put them like harder than the archer, but not hard as fuck. We're kind of jumping around a lot chronologically. Next up, we have was this the seventh sister, the eighth sister, ninth sister? I don't know. It's the big bitch that you fight at the end of Kashyyyk. And as far as like mandatory boss fights go, it's gonna be the first boss fight, by the way. Not chronologically, but it's gonna be the first boss fight on this list. In terms of difficulty, I kind of feel like she's like right in the middle of the road. Like you can't sleep on her, but also she's like not ridiculously hard to where I was like actually getting frustrated. I got her. The only reason I was getting frustrated is because I get her down to such low health, and then she hit that next phase to where like she was, throwing her lightsaber and shit. I think, and it kind of fucked me up. But for the most part, especially at the beginning, I could literally no hit her first and like second phase pretty easily. But once she got to the third phase, I did have a little bit of trouble. But overall, she's pretty mid. She's like kind of like right in the middle of the road in terms of boss fights. Now we have the second sister, which only shows her once, so we're just gonna have her all together, her two fights together. Her first fight that you fight on Zeppo, at the end of Zeppo, was kind of like pretty easy, I think. She kind of like only did very basic attacks, and by that point you're pretty good at parrying and had some decent damage and stuff, and it was just overall not that difficult. And then she also is the final boss in the game, where you fight her right before the ending of the game. And honestly, she's pretty fucking difficult. Yeah. I don't think she's like hard as fuck or anything. But yeah, she was definitely a tricky one to fight because she had a lot of health for one. She had a lot of unblockables that just like came out of nowhere sometimes. Like I think the one like where she like stabs really fucked me up, and also the attack where she would, slam down. I could never expect it where she slams down and the wave of like force energy, I guess, comes at you. Like that shit really fucked me up a lot of the times. It was probably the main reason why it took me so many attempts to beat her. But overall, it only took me like 3 or 4 attempts to beat her, so she wasn't that difficult. But she was definitely probably the hardest story boss in the game, which makes sense since she was so late into the game and Lily was the final boss. We also got Darth Vader. I kind of skipped over him. I guess he technically is a boss fight, but the whole deal with Darth Vader is that it's just a quick time event, and then you do parkour, and it's another quick time event, and then it's over. So it's not like a legit enemy you fight. So if I was gonna put, since you technically do kind of fight him, if I'm gonna put him in a tier, I'll put him in fucking too easy. And I guess your former master, I don't know his fucking name. You fight him in hallucinations and shit. He'd be like easy, but harder than the stormtroopers or not stormtroopers, clone troopers, since they're literally just fucking stormtroopers. Okay, now we got what is, in my opinion, the hardest story boss in the game, which is fuck. I don't remember his name. He had like a corny ass name though. You find him at the end of the Dathomir like story arc, where you get the Night Sister to join your side. The thing about me is that I could never dodge the rock throws he did, like the ones where he threw 3 at once. Never could dodge it. He had a few attacks that just completely threw me off. And I'd get him so low just to die. I think he's killed me more than any boss in the game. He absolutely well, not every boss in the game. There's one that's killed me more. I'll get into that later. But in terms of story bosses, he, in my opinion, is the hardest by a pretty good margin. He fucked me up. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just like his weird combos, maybe me not understanding the proper attack windows to punish. But yeah, he fucked me up. He fucked me up a lot. He, in my opinion, like I said, is the hardest boss, story boss in the game, and he goes into the tier above the second sister, in my opinion. Next up, we have the zombified Night Sisters, which is like the most annoying enemy type in the fucking game. Like, by far. Like, they are so fucking annoying to fight. Because sometimes you can stun them, and then other times they just don't fucking stun. They have these grab attacks, which honestly is a kind of a blessing in disguise, because when they grab you, you get an easy fucking kill. Because all you gotta do is spam, and you'll break out of it, and you can even get some other Night Sisters, the zombies, hit. But then when they swarm you, dude, they're like fucking, sometimes they put 5 or 6 in one spot. That shit's ridiculous. With like archers fucking shooting at you as well, or some bullshit, bro. Mix them in with some fucking Night Brother archers, dude. They're fucking ridiculous. Honestly, I low key think I'm gonna put them in hard as fuck tier. I think they had me more frustrated. It made me literally hate Dathomir more than any other planet in the fucking game, because of just how ridiculous they were when they were fucking spammed in certain areas. I could not stand the fucking little zombie things. I could not stand Dathomir. Alright, now we're getting to some of the clone troopers or the Empire forces. Pretty much all of them are going to be right here in a row, so we're going to get through them. Starting with, I guess, the heavy like machine gunner trooper. So super simple to deal with. You just get the dual blades. Literally the only time you really need a dual blades is against this guy. You get a perfect block and you're sending every bolt at him and it just kills him. So honestly, not very difficult at all to fight. Honestly, I wouldn't put him in too easy, but he's definitely like right here. Then we got the Flame Trooper. It's probably one of the harder of the basic stormtroopers or basic Empire forces, because like if you just have to wait. If you're in a tight quarter spot, like the first time I fought these guys, like they kind of fucked me up. Not gonna lie. But and if you're in a tight quarter spot, they're really difficult to deal with because your only options is to slow them down or just wait. But if they're like synchronized to where one is fucking recharging the flamethrower or cooling it down, and the other one's shooting flames at you, it's fucking crazy. You just get fucked up. So, but if you can slow them down, they're pretty fucking easy. And if there's just one of them, it's pretty fucking easy. I think they're only on Kashyyyk and maybe like in the last part of the game, like the Inquisitorious Fortress or whatever. I'd put them in mid tier. Honestly. Next up, we have the Purge Troopers. There's 4 different types. Each of them have their own difficulty. And we're going to be starting with the most difficult one, and that is the Rifleman. It seemed like, I don't think even deflecting bolts back at him even does damage. He has like tons of ways to get away from you. His melees are quick. Every time he rolls away, he drops a fucking stun grenade that completely fucks you up. He has a charge blaster bolt. And it's just fucking like agile as fuck, dude. It's hard to get hits on this guy. And he has fucking, well, no, he doesn't have stance. Damn it. That's like the only saving grace. He doesn't have a stance like at all. Like it's just like normal trooper where you can just, you hit him, you're gonna do damage. You can't block it. But these motherfuckers are so agile. They like fuck me up. They have so many different varieties of attacks. To me, these guys are the hardest one, and honestly goes like the top of fucking difficulty here, bro. These guys fucked me up so many times throughout the game. Next up, we have like the dual wielding ones. Honestly, these guys are easy. I'm gonna say this, okay? The thing about the Purge Troopers is literally just the Rifleman. All the other ones are pretty easy to deal with. I'd say this is probably harder than the other two. Actually, no, I take that back. I take that back. This one's the second easiest. I think the staff one is probably harder for like one attack. But you can pretty much, if he's just by himself, dude, these guys are cake. But if they're in numbers, they're probably harder than like a mix of like these two. Because they attack fast as fuck. You parry and then they immediately attack you again, and you can't parry that. But you can just spam attacks and they just can't do shit, and you just immediately destroy their fucking stance health, and then you get easy damage, and you can just repeat that process over and over again. I figured that out early on. That's what makes them so easy. Like I said, if you get like a mixed bag of like normal stormtroopers and this guy, like it can get pretty dicey. Like he's more of like someone who's a lot harder when you with more people than by himself. Where some of these other ones, it doesn't really make a difference. But these guys are definitely difficult in numbers because it's how rapidly they attack you. So I'll put them like right there. Next up, we have like the big hammer dude. By far the easiest Purge Trooper in the game. Attacks are super easy to counter. Like you can literally just dodge and get easy 2 hits on them because of how slow their attacks are. You literally don't even have to parry their attacks because their attacks are so slow. It's so easy to punish that you just kill them like instantly. Even when these motherfuckers have support, they still are easy as fuck to kill. They do pack a punch, but like, bro, at the point that you fight these guys at, which is like late into the game, honestly, it's like the last Purge Troopers you fight. You know how to play the game. It's super easy. Like they're the slowest unit in the game, I think, when it comes to attacking. So to be honest, I wouldn't want to say they're too easy because like I said, Darth Vader is like a fucking quick time event. But they're definitely like, honestly, probably easier than the fucking than the clone troopers. I'm being so dead ass because at least in numbers, clone troopers, actually no, they don't really come in numbers. So But like at least in numbers and like shit, stormtroopers could be kind of dangerous if they hit you from multiple angles. But this guy like by himself, or even multiple of them, just aren't difficult. And now we got what was my opinion probably the second hardest purge trooper. We're talking about the staff one. They do have like really difficult unblockable attacks that can really fuck you up, especially like the one where he fucking spins that shit multiple times and fucking slams it. And there's like another slam that's like undodgeable or unblockable where like I try to dodge it, I'm just like barely in range and it just slams my ass. And he just and does big damage. But overall, these guys are still not in the same tier as like, yeah, I'd put them like bottom of difficult. I put them like bottom of difficult. You get like one or two of these, you get like two of these guys, or like a mix between them and like the baton guys. And yeah, they're pretty fucking hard. They're pretty difficult. But they're not as hard. They're not as difficult as the fucking Dathomiri guys. No. Not in my opinion. Alright, now we got the clone trooper or the stormtroopers. Starting with the heavy trooper. I mean, these guys are fucking easy. All you have to do is just use your force push. I mean, if you don't have any force power, okay, I can see them being kind of difficult. If they're far away, I can see them kind of being difficult. But if they're close and you have the force, all you have to do is press right trigger or R2, whatever, and it's an easy kill every time. They even kill their own clone troopers a lot of the time as well. So if just for that, they're going on the bottom easy. Next up, we have the kind of like basically the normal scout trooper just with more health. Instead of taking one hit to kill, they take 2 hits to kill, and it takes 2 hits to break their stance. In numbers, yeah, they can be easy, but by themselves are literally like a fucking, or in numbers they can be like up to mid difficulty in my opinion. There's that one spot in Ilum where they literally fucked me up, but honestly, they're pretty basic and easy to kill. Probably gonna go like, I'm gonna put that over this guy because when these motherfuckers come in numbers, especially on Ilum, at that point, dude, they can be fucking crazy. And then we got the normal scout trooper. Honestly, going too easy. Literally, like, one parry. The difference between, okay, I'm gonna get into this here in a second. More in a second. But the difference between them and normal stormtroopers is like, the stormtroopers can shoot at you from a distance, and you have to close that distance yourself. And between that you could probably take some damage. The thing with scout troopers is like, they have no range capability, so they have to come to you. So all you have to do is literally get one parry off, and slice them down, and they're fucking dead. You can slow them down, kill them, and get an easy slice in that way. You can literally just hit them twice and they're dead. You can force push them off a fucking cliff. There's so many ways you can kill a damn scout trooper. While a stormtrooper can literally sit from fucking far away and just, you have to either hit the perfect block and send the bolts back, or you have to close the distance and kill them that way. So it's a bit more challenging to kill a stormtrooper than it is to kill a scout trooper, in my opinion. So they're like literally the easiest enemy in the game. Or not the easiest. There's gonna be other ones, but definitely the easiest Empire trooper in the game. Next up, we have the like Stormtrooper Commander, which is just a normal Stormtrooper with more health and like thermal detonators. So we're gonna put them like, I mean, they're still pretty easy. We're gonna put them on top of easy. Their thermal detonators almost never hit, but they can shoot pretty fast, and you get them with a bunch of different clones. If you're not hitting that parry, they can be kind of annoying, so whatever. Next up, with the normal Stormtrooper, just going to be a bit more difficult. Actually, we'll put it at the bottom. Actually, we'll put them above the heavy trooper. We're going to put them right there on easy tier. Like I said, simple as deflecting a bolt back. They're instantly dead. If they're close, one slice kills them. That's all there is to it. Nothing else that they provide. If you have even if you have a single blade out, or even the dual bladed saber, you are going to kill them pretty freaking easily. All right, next up we have the the optional boss on Kashyyyk, which is the little big spider thing. Probably one of the easiest boss fights in the game, just full stop. This one was super easy. It only took me 2 attempts. My second attempt, I don't even know if I took damage. It was a really easy fight. I might got like hit 200 twice. First one killed me because I wasn't expecting it, and I was already low health. And the second time I was expecting it, and it was a fucking cakewalk. So attacks really predictable. You're fighting the same enemy multiple times prior to this, and even the spider enemies in Kashyyyk weren't that hard anyway. So probably gonna put it in easy tier, like at the top. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. This might be an interesting take, but this is my take on this little like bounty hunter robot thing. This is the hardest boss in the game. This motherfucker killed me more than any other boss in the fucking game. And it's like not even fucking close. I don't know what it is about his attack patterns, but it always fucking hit me. It always hit me, and it does all kinds of fucking damage. It took me so many attempts. And the thing about it too is like it's a dynamic boss, so it will spawn in random locations. So when you die to it, you have to fucking go around the map and look for it again in a different spot. There's only select spots it spawns. Every time I fucking fought this thing, it was just a fucking tooth and nail fight, and I ended up losing. Or it wouldn't even be a tooth and nail fight sometimes. I would just straight up fucking get murked by this thing. I don't know why the fuck this motherfucker was so goddamn hard for me, but it took me so many attempts to beat him. That motherfucker going hard as fuck tier at the top. And then we got this guy, which was like at the end of Zeppo, you get captured by him, and then you fight him again at the end of like that little tournament thing. Fucking easy. Probably the easiest boss in the game, to be honest. Definitely the easiest main like story boss in the game. All you have to do is like, you know, deflect basher bolts, force push him on the ground, easy claps. Pretty much everything he throws at you, you can deflect back at him. So as long as your parry timing is decent, it's gonna, you know, be an easy fucking. It was an easy ride. Next up is like these bounty hunters, like right here. They have like the ability to like push you away. I think they do have some unblockable blaster bolts that you can't. That you have to dodge. I just realized the ATST isn't even on here. That's crazy. ATST isn't even on here. These guys, you know, usually they come in pairs when you do the boss fights. And when these guys were with the robot, I'd usually kill these motherfuckers first with no problem. And then the fucking robot would come kill me. The android, whatever. So it kind of goes to show that these guys are definitely not nearly as difficult as them. They're kind of like a nuisance more of anything. They kind of fly around and they get that get off me like little AoE thing with their shield, which is really fucking annoying, by the way. I hate that fucking shit. I wish they just roll away like the Purge Trooper and drop a grenade or something. But no, they can deflect you, and of course it does damage. That's like the only thing about these guys that are difficult going into mid tier, probably at the top. Then we got the little security droids. I think they're also like a boss fight early on too. Bro, in Ilum, dude, they send like so many at you. Literally like one of the most difficult parts of the game, if not the most difficult part of the game, was at Ilum, right after you got your fucking Kyber Crystal, and they just send waves of them at you. These guys have a lot of health, but I don't think they have any stance damage. For some reason, they always fucking grab me. Every single fucking time, bro. Every time they threw a grab animation at me, it didn't matter where I fucking was, it always hit me. I don't know if it's the fucking hitboxes on that shit or I'm just trash at the game. And if there's multiple of them, bro, they will like slam your ass, and then the fucking second one will hit a fucking heavy ass hit and fucking kill my ass in one hit. Full health, gone. I was also playing on the hardest difficulty, by the way, so just to point that out. But yeah, these are probably These probably take like these are definitely one of the hardest Empire forces in the game. Let me just put that. I definitely put them in difficult, probably even above the Dathomir warriors and shit. Honestly, they have a lot of health. They are used a lot throughout the game. They have grabs. They have like two different grabs. Both of them fucking hurt. They have like a charge attack that tracks you. That's another thing too about the guy right here. I forgot to mention. They have a charge attack that I could never dodge, never fucking dodge, and that's another one that fucked me up. That like half my health. Anyway, next up, Probe Droid. More of a nuisance than anything. It wasn't really difficult to fight. Just deflect two blaster bolts. They go into like a fucking like explosion mode. They try to charge you. You push them. You can actually use them to your benefit to kill enemies. But overall, I usually just ran away from them when they did that. They were pretty easy. For some reason, they were a bit harder to deflect their blaster bolts than most. I'll give them that. They're like right there. They're right there. Actually, like right there. And then we got these little like explosive sacks. That's on Zeppos. Zeppos, fucking what is it? The temple. Don't really know why they're considered like an enemy. They're kind of like an environmental hazard. Force push them and and then they die. Next up is like these little ram slugs. Yeah, honestly, probably one of the harder like beast enemies in the game. Probably the hardest beast enemy if I'm not looking around. Well, there's probably one maybe that'd give the, or maybe one or two that'd give it harder. I'd say it's harder. But this guy right here fucked me up. There was like sometimes I just hit like a chain of attacks that I never could get the timing for, and just absolutely fucking destroy me. But other times I'd come in and I'd just absolutely mop the floor with them. So kind of like a weird spot. I put them like right there, harder than the sister. These guys are really a one-shot kill. Have nothing really going for them. Kind of like the same as a scout trooper, except a beast. And that you only have to hit once to kill. So even easier, to be honest. Too easy tier. Then we got like the Temple Guardian. They come in two different types. One you have to force pull, one you have to force push. Before you have those abilities, they are pretty difficult, but still not crazy difficult. They have a lot of easy tells. As long as you're not backed in a corner and they do an AoE, you're usually fucking fine. Just play it safe. I don't think I ever parried them. I don't even know if you can parry them. I usually just kept my distance, let them attack, get easy two or three hits in, back up and repeat the process. Usually that worked to a T, only to with a few exceptions to they actually like fuck me up. So I'll put them like right there. I feel like this is a perfect spot for them. Next up is like the little spiders. They're not really little, but the spiders on Kashyyyk. They do have some annoying. Okay, here's the deal. They have these ranged attacks that can be annoying, but to be honest, as long as you have decent speed on your taps, you can literally break free before they even attack you and get an easy parry off. And once you parry them 3 times in a row, they are instantly. Or no, I think it's one parry actually. One parry instantly kills them. Kind of like the same shit with the scout troopers, except it's like almost easier because they have like crazy tells. Actually, it's my bad. It's on one specific attack where if you parry it, they instantly like you can instantly kill them. But that one specific attack is so slow and easy to time that like it's almost impossible to not get the timing. So honestly, if they didn't have that, it'd probably be in like mid tier. But since that's like something that I did often and made them so super easy, probably gonna put them like right there. Next up, we have these fucking like ram things. These are kind of like the same deal with the slugs, where like either I got fucked up by them and they completely destroyed me, or I fucked them up with no effort. So I'm gonna kind of throw them in that same tier. I mean, they only do charge attacks, but that like one where you can't dodge it, fucking destroyed me sometimes. So I put them like right there. Definitely easier than like the little ram slug things, but harder than most of these guys because they fucked me up. Next up is like these flower things on Kashyyyk when you're trying to find Tarful. These are more annoying than anything, but they're super easy to avoid. You can't really kill them though. They just kind of do damage to you. I got these like bat. I don't know what the fuck this is even from. Is this a boss fight? If that's a boss fight, I don't even remember it. What was this even from? Like what part of the game was this from? I'll come back to that. I don't know. Now I got like the little things on Bogano. There's like the alpha one and there's the normal ones. To be honest, probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest beast enemy in the game, like the creatures in the game. And you fight them early as fuck too. Even when I came back later in the game, like towards the end of the game, to finish up and get the holocron, I still was getting fucked up by these things. I don't know what their fucking deal is, but something about their timing, like their bites and shit, just completely, just I could not do it. I could not time their fucking attacks to parry. You can't dodge them because they're so fast. You don't have time to get out of the way. They cover so much distance. I don't want to say they're hard as fuck, but they're definitely going to difficult tier. And what's crazy too is like this alpha one is easier than the normal ones, especially later in the game, because these motherfuckers come like there's like one part where it's 4 of them at once. So I'd honestly put this one like mid tier, like at the top. Are these motherfuckers on Dathomir? I think so. Okay, bro. Just another thing about Dathomir that I fucking hate. These fucking things. You got these annoying ass Night Sister zombies. You got the fucking some of the hard, most difficult melee enemies in the game. And ranged. Like this is literally the highest, the second highest ranged enemy in the game. Okay? And you got these motherfuckers, which are also one of the most difficult beast enemies in the game. Because they take like 3 hits at the beginning of the game because you don't have the fucking lightsaber upgrade yet. They fucking shoot acid pools that literally have a lingering effect where AoE, where if you stand on them, you get fucking poisoned. They hit you directly, fucks you up. They have this like bang, bang, bang attack where it always fucking threw me off and just absolutely destroyed my fucking health. They are spammed everywhere along Dathomir. When you kill them, they explode in the same acid pool and can still do damage to you even after they fucking die. Honestly, going at the top of fucking difficult. Not quite hard as fuck, but is probably even more difficult than the fucking motherfuckers right there, bro. So fucking annoying. I got these little creatures on Bogano, like little dog things. Like probably one of, if not the first enemy in the game you fight. Besides a stormtrooper, I guess, at the beginning of the game, the introduction of the game. I'll put it like right there. I don't know. Right there. They got these like little glow bug things on Kashyyyk that literally serve like no fucking purpose at all. I mean, they do explode kind of like the little things that are on Dathomir, just not nearly as difficult to deal with. Even, probably the easiest creature enemy in the game, and probably the easiest enemy in the game, if I'm being honest. Even easier than Darth Vader's quick time events. Okay, this is another one of the harder story bosses, and probably and definitely the longest, I think, story like mandatory boss in the game. The fucking like little bat thing on Dathomir lasted so long. It was right after you unlock double jump too, so they kept doing these like slams that like kind of like what the second sister had, where you have to double jump over it on time. And it always fucked me up. I don't know why. They did this charge attack that was like super easy to dodge, but I get this motherfucker down to the last phase to where all I have to do is do the fucking quick time events to beat the fight, and it would kill me with those AOE's. I couldn't time it right, and sometimes it'd get pinned down to where you could force pull them down and fucking get good damage in, and other times it just would not give a fuck. I don't know what the code was for that. And there was also that climbing section for some reason killed me like 3 or 4 times because I couldn't figure out if I was meant to jump or just climb up normally. Apparently you're just supposed to climb up normally and I'm just retarded, but For this little bat thing, not really hard as fuck, but definitely one of the hardest story bosses in the game. Probably the second hardest for sure. Put it like right there. Now I got. Do you even count these as enemies? We're not going to count that. Now we have like these little ugly things that actually is a boss fight on Zeppo. I think this is the alpha one that's on Zeppo. I'm going to assume this one is. Another boss that really fucked me up. Probably one of the hardest optional bosses in the game as well. It has a lot of health. It fucking destroys you. The pairing window seems tight as fuck from what I remember. The run back was pretty fucking long too to get to him. It's like the one that's in that fucking wrecked Venator on Zeppo. Did crazy amount of damage. I think it two-shots me. Two-shotted me at the time I fought it. Parry timing was cutthroat. I could never parry it worth any good. I think I only got lucky, and that was the reason I beat it. Honestly, I think was the boss I died to like the second most. And maybe even died to it more than this android thing, but I don't think it's harder. I'll put it like right there. And hard as fuck. That motherfucker fucking destroyed me. Absolutely, unapologetically destroyed me. Now we got these like little, what are they called, Gundarks or some shit. They're on Dathomir. At first they were kind of hard to kill, but you parry them 3 times and it's an instant kill. Even without that, their attacks are super easy to dodge, super easy to parry. Especially because like once you parry them once, they immediately attack you again, and they immediately attack you again. If you get those 3, instant kill, easy day. Or you can just chop them down, but they do have an attack right when they die that has gotten me multiple times and has even killed me like 2 or 3 times, where you kill them and they just fucking swing, and that shit would fucking kill me, and that's just fucking frustrating as fuck. Probably gonna put this in like, I can't decide if I want to put it in difficult or mid. I think I'll put it in difficult, like right here, just above this paratrooper. Next up we have all those little flying things that's like only in like 15 minutes of the game. These guys are super fucking annoying. I hate flying enemies, especially flying enemies that just fucking avoid you the whole fucking time, and you barely get any attack windows. Luckily, these motherfuckers are not very prevalent in the game. I thank my lucky stars. Thank you, fucking EA or whoever fucking developed this game for not spamming these enemies, because I'd probably lose my fucking shit. They're going hard tier. Even though they're pretty sparse throughout the game, they fucking frustrated the absolute piss out of me. Probably honestly gonna go right there. If there's more of them, they'd probably even go as hard as fuck tier. They were so annoying to fight. Now we got the normal dudes. The normal big dudes. Yeah, honestly, they weren't bad. They weren't bad, especially when you figured them out. I don't think they had anything like where you can parry them and they instantly kill, but they would go into like an enrage mode. Matter of fact, hold on. On Zeppo, when I first went to Zeppo and we went to the first temple, or maybe it was the second time, but there was one Gundark in like the ice caves. Not Gundark, but whatever the fuck they're called. In the ice caves that absolutely freaking destroyed me. Just absolutely clapped my cheeks, bro. That one right there makes it justified, because they'd go into in their rage mode and just would get so many unblockables that I couldn't dodge. Like the one where he stands on his feet and drop kicks you basically. Dude. Always hit me, bro. Always clapped me with that. You guys are going difficult here. I'm also gonna put it like, is that it? What about the alpha? Oh, I'll put it right there. Yeah, that's the alpha one. Also, that wasn't that hard. Why'd I put it there? I must have did it by accident. No, you're not that hard at all. Probably at the bottom of difficult. No, not even that much. I think I killed him on my first try. We can go like right here. It was just like a normal one, just with more health and did more damage, and you couldn't parry them to instant kill. I still don't even know what this fucking rat thing is. I don't know what this is. I know it's a boss fight, and I'm pretty sure it's a mandatory one, but I don't remember anything about it. I must have been early in the game. I must have killed it first try. It's gonna put you in mid tier. Well, that's a list of every enemy type in the game. Should be about all of it, except for the ATST for some reason. It's not on here at all. I don't see it. If I was gonna write the ATST, I'd probably put it like in mid tier. No, I'd probably put it in easy tier because all you have to do is get your dual saber out and parry them to death, and then force push their grenades and rockets into them, and it's an easy kill. And like the little pilot would come out, and it's just like a normal stormtrooper at that point. So yeah, probably put it in easy tier. Probably like right here between the pro or no between this guy and the fucking pro droid. But let me know what you think about the list. Hopefully the video didn't go too long, but this is gonna be every type enemy type in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and where I put them on the list. We got 4 that I'd put in the hardest of the hard. Obviously, this is an order from left to right, left being the hardest, right being the easiest. And right here, left being the hardest, right being the easiest. Only reason Darth Vader's at the bottom because you don't actually fight him. It's just a QTE in a parkour section. So obviously, you know, it's just a QTE. So even these guys are easier than QTEs, and these guys are the hardest ones because I thought their fights were the most difficult. And all but one of them is a boss, being the Night Sister zombies. So hope you guys enjoyed the video once again, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.